I've found my mom's diary hidden behind the water heater. It says we died in a car wreck 4 months ago. I'm typing this with hands that don't feel like mine anymore. Every time I hit a key, I expect my fingernails to just pop off. I'm currently locked in the guest bathroom of my childhood home. It's the only room with a heavy brass deadbolt, and I can hear them shuffling outside. "Leo, honey, the stew is getting a skin on it," my mom calls out. Her voice has this rhythmic, clicking quality to it now, like a beetle's wings. "Don't you want to grow up big and strong?" I need to get this out before my phone dies, or before they find the spare key. Please, if anyone is reading this, tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I'm having a psychotic break. But I found the diary, and the diary doesn't lie. I moved back home 6 months ago. My parents, Elena and Marcus, were the golden couple of our neighborhood. Mom was the type to drop off sourdough starters to neighbors. Dad was the high school football coach who still gave those rib-cracking bear hugs. Everything seemed perfect at first, but looking back, the signs were screaming at me. First, it was the house temperature. We live in Maine. It's November, but the furnace hasn't been on once. The house stays a constant, bone-chilling 41 degrees. Mom says the cold is good for the complexion. She walks around in these sheer floral sundresses, her skin looking like blue-veined marble. Then there's the sound. They don't walk anymore. They drag. A wet, heavy slap-hiss sound on the hardwood floors. And the humming. Mom hums this low, vibrating tune that seems to come from her chest, not her throat. And the flies. God, the flies. Great fat black bottles that cluster in the corners of the ceilings. Dad just sits in his recliner watching static on the TV while they crawl across his lips. He doesn't even twitch. I was looking for a flashlight in the basement this morning when I saw a corner of leather sticking out from behind the old water heater. It was Mom's diary. The cover was damp, smelling of wet earth and copper. I'm going to transcribe the entries that broke me. August 14th. The brakes screamed. That's the last thing I heard before the oak tree split the car in half. I watched Marcus's head hit the dashboard. It sounded like a ripe melon dropping on concrete. My own legs were somewhere else. I felt the cold coming for us. But then he appeared, the man in the gray suit. He stood in the wreckage and whispered that a family shouldn't be torn apart. He gave us the soil. He said as long as we keep the vessels full of fresh life, we can stay. It tastes like old pennies and bile, but I can hold Marcus's hand again, even if his hand is a little loose at the wrist. September 20th. Marcus's skin is starting to slip. I had to use the industrial staple gun on his lower back today to keep the suit from sagging. He laughed, but a puff of gray dust came out of his mouth. We need more than just squirrels and crows now. The man says we need vitality. We're waiting for Leo, our sweet Leo. He's coming home on Friday. He'll be the anchor. We just need to make sure he stays. October 31st. Leo noticed the smell. I told him it was the compost, but it was really the neighbor's golden retriever, Goldie, rotting in the crawl space. We couldn't use all of her at once. The marrow keeps our eyes clear. Marcus says he misses the feeling of a heartbeat. I told him to be patient. Once Leo joins us, we won't have to pretend to breathe anymore. It's so exhausting, the pretending. After reading that, I ran upstairs, my head spinning. I burst into the kitchen. Mom was standing at the counter, preparing dinner. "Mom," I gasped, "what happened in August? The car accident?" She stopped humming. She didn't turn around, but her head tilted at a sickening 90-degree angle. I heard a loud crack of vertebrae.